Repair it, and I'll give you a huge amount.
The laughter hits like broken glass. 40 floors above Manhattan, inside a room that costs more per hour than most people earn in a month, 12 men in suits worth 5 figures lean back in Italian leather chairs and laugh at him. Their watches catch the light. Their cologne stings the air. Their phones are already recording. He stands 10 feet from the conference table, gripping the handle of a janitor's cart. Oil stains darken his gray coveralls. Grease marks his sleeves. His name tag reads, Maintenance. On the table between them sits a machine. An engine. Dark metal. Silent. Dead. $2.3 billion in government contracts depend on it working. 72 hours ago, 6 engineers with doctoral degrees declared it unfixable. Now they're looking at him. The woman at the head of the table rises. Her ivory blouse is pressed sharp enough to cut. Her heels click against marble as she circles him like a prosecutor closing in. Her name is Victoria Ashford. CEO. 34 years old. Net worth that makes senators return her calls. She stops inches from his face. So. Her voice carries across the room. You think you can fix this? His jaw tightens. I said I could try. The laughter explodes again. One investor doubles over. Another wipes his eyes. Phones tilt higher. Hi friend, before we continue the story, kindly tell us where are you watching from. And hit that subscribe button now for you to get more, and I have something new for you tomorrow. Stay tuned. Thanks. Let's continue. Victoria's smile sharpens. Tell you what. She gestures at the machine. Fix this engine and I'll marry you. The room erupts. Men slap the table. Someone chokes on coffee. The words echo off glass walls. His face burns. His hands curl into fists. But he doesn't look away. She leans closer. Her breath smells like expensive mint. When you fail, she whispers loud enough for everyone to hear, security will escort you out. You'll be blacklisted from every facility in this city. You'll never touch a machine like this again. The engine sits between them. $2 billion. 70 investors. Cameras rolling. His chest rises once. Slowly. Then he steps forward. The room goes quiet. He reaches toward the machine. His fingers stop an inch from the surface. Victoria's smile wavers. One of the engineers leans forward. The countdown clock on the screen reads 1 hour 59 minutes and 47 seconds. And for the first time since he entered the room, someone stops laughing. What do you think he saw that they all missed? His name is Marcus Webb, and he wasn't always invisible. 15 years ago in the Bronx, he was the kid who rebuilt motorcycles from scrap metal in his mother's garage. Engines made sense to him the way music makes sense to Mozart. While other teenagers studied for tests, he studied combustion. Pressure. Flow. His mother worked double shifts at a hospital laundry. His father disappeared after the factory closed. Marcus learned machines because machines didn't lie. They didn't care what block you lived on. They didn't judge your clothes. At 17 he built an electric motor that ran on half the power engineers said was possible. A teacher showed it to a recruiter from MIT. The recruiter never called back. No one explained why. Marcus applied to every engineering program in New York. Cornell. Columbia. NYU. He sent designs. Blueprints. Working prototypes. Every rejection letter said the same thing. We regret to inform you. So he learned a different truth. The world didn't want his genius. It wanted his silence. He took a job cleaning office buildings. Night shifts. Invisible labor. He scrubbed floors in the same labs where people with half his talent got funding to build machines he could design in his sleep. 10 years passed. He learned to keep his head down. To stay quiet. To disappear. Until 3 weeks ago when a supervisor saw him fix a broken ventilation system that had stumped a contractor for 2 days. Word spread. Maintenance calls started coming. First in his building. Then others. Yesterday the call came from the 42nd floor. We need someone who understands machines. He thought they meant a clogged drain. Instead they brought him to this room. To this engine. To her. Now Victoria Ashford stands 5 feet away watching him study the machine she spent $40 million building. The same machine that just humiliated him in front of the world. His hands hover over the circuitry. She thinks he's afraid to touch it. She's wrong. He's reading it. The engine's neural core runs on quantum processors designed to self-optimize. It's supposed to think. Adapt. Learn. But something's broken. Not the hardware. The logic. Marcus traces a wire with his eyes. Then another. His breathing slows. The room fades. He sees the flaw. The designers built 2 control systems that contradict each other. One prioritizes speed. The other prioritizes safety. When the engine tries to start, both systems fight for dominance. The machine crashes itself trying to decide. It's strangling itself. Victoria's voice cuts through. Clock's ticking. The investors check their phones. The company's stock is dropping in real time. Marcus straightens. He reaches into his tool belt. Pulls out a single screwdriver. Someone in the back laughs. That's his plan. He ignores them. Touches one wire. The engine hums. Just for a second. Then dies. The room freezes. Victoria's smile cracks. Marcus nods to himself. There's a feedback loop. Your system's fighting itself. An engineer in the corner goes pale. Marcus looks at Victoria. I can fix it. The laughter doesn't come back. Can he really do what no one else could? The engine sits under surgical lights like a corpse on an operating table. Marcus circles it. Slow. Methodical. His fingers drift over panels without touching. His eyes move faster than his hands. Victoria watches from 6 feet away. Arms crossed. Jaw tight. She's not smiling anymore. Behind her the investors whisper. Their voices overlap like static. 3 days the engineers couldn't solve this. Now we're trusting a janitor. Stock's down 8%. If this doesn't work. Marcus stops. Crouches. Studies a junction point most people wouldn't notice. There. The thermal regulators wired backward. Whoever assembled this section connected the cooling system in reverse. When the engine heats up, the system pumps heat inward instead of out. It's cooking itself from the inside. A mistake so basic it's almost invisible. He reaches in. Disconnects 2 cables. Swaps their positions. The room holds its breath. He stands. Moves to the main console. Types a command. The screen flickers. The engine shudders. Then hums. Low. Steady. Alive. Every head in the room snaps forward. Victoria's eyes widen. The engineer in the corner stands up. That's impossible. Marcus taps another key. The engine's cooling system activates. Temperature drops. Pressure stabilizes. He turns to Victoria. Your engineers connected the thermal relay backward. The system was overheating because you built it to overheat. Silence. She steps closer. Her voice drops. You're saying this was a design flaw. I'm saying someone didn't know what they were doing. An investor's phone buzzes. Then another. The stock's climbing. Victoria's face shifts. Something flickers behind her eyes. Not gratitude. Fear. She glances at the head engineer. He won't meet her gaze. Marcus watches this. Files it away. The engine hums louder. The system's booting. Diagnostic lights turn green one by one. Someone in the back exhales. He actually did it. Another voice. We're saved. Marcus wipes his hands on his coveralls. Turns to leave. Victoria's voice stops him. Where do you think you're going? He looks back. She's not smiling. She's calculating. That engine needs to run a full stress test in front of the Federal Transportation Board in 2 hours. She gestures at the machine. If it fails during the demo, this company's finished. Marcus nods. It won't fail. You're going to stay and make sure of that. It's not a request. The investors close in. Questions fly. Phones point at him. Someone asks his name. He doesn't answer. Victoria steps between him and the crowd. Her eyes lock on his. 2 hours, she says. Don't make me regret this. The engine purrs behind them. But Marcus isn't looking at the machine. He's looking at her. At the way her fingers tighten. The way her breath catches. She's not afraid the engine will fail. She's afraid it will work. What is she really hiding? The room transforms into a war room. Screens descend from the ceiling. Federal regulators appear on video feeds. Investors crowd the glass walls. Camera crews set up in corners. The engine sits center stage under blinding white lights. Marcus stands beside it. Alone. Victoria paces behind the conference table. Her heels click like a countdown. She's on her 4th phone call in 10 minutes. Each conversation ends the same way. Yes. We're proceeding. No. I'm confident. She's lying. Marcus can see it in the way she grips her phone. The way her eyes dart to the engine then away. She's terrified. A man in a gray suit approaches. Federal Transport Authority. Badge clipped to his belt. Clipboard in hand. We need full operational diagnostics in 90 minutes. His voice is flat. Professional. If this system shows any instability, the contract's void. 47 cities are waiting on this technology. We can't afford another failure. Marcus nods. The regulator leaves. An engineer appears at Marcus's elbow. Young. Nervous. Sweat on his upper lip. The core processor's running hot. He points at a readout. If it spikes during the test. It won't. Marcus adjusts a setting. The temperature drops 2 degrees. The engineer blinks. How did you? The coolant feed's restricted. You're pushing too much voltage through a narrow channel. Widen the gate and the heat disperses. The engineer stares at the screen. Then at Marcus. That's not in any manual. Marcus doesn't respond. Because he knows something else now. This engine was designed to fail. Not by accident. On purpose. The thermal flaw he fixed wasn't incompetence. It was sabotage. Deliberate. Precise. Hidden in plain sight so that when the engine died, everyone would blame complexity. Not betrayal. Someone wanted this machine to crash. And that someone is in this room. Marcus scans the faces. The engineers. The investors. Victoria. His eyes settle on her. She's watching him. Not the engine. Him. Their eyes meet. She looks away first. A countdown appears on the main screen. 83 minutes. Marcus returns to the machine. Opens a diagnostic panel. Runs a deep scan. And finds it. Hidden code. Encrypted. Buried in the system's autonomous logic. A kill switch. Set to trigger during high-stress operation. Exactly the kind of stress a federal demonstration would create. His pulse quickens. He glances at Victoria. She's on another call. Her back to him. He copies the code to a portable drive. Pockets it. Then closes the panel. An investor calls out. How's it looking? Marcus straightens. It'll work. Victoria ends her call. Approaches. Her perfume arrives before she does. You seem confident. Her voice is soft. Dangerous. I am. She studies him. Her eyes trace his face like she's reading a contract. You know, she says, most people in your position would ask for something. Money. A job. Recognition. Marcus meets her gaze. I'm not most people. Her smile returns. But it doesn't reach her eyes. No, she says. You're not. The countdown hits 75 minutes. Someone dims the lights. The engine hums louder. And Marcus realizes something that makes his blood run cold. Victoria's not afraid the engine will fail. She's afraid he'll figure out why it was supposed to. What will he do with what he knows? The federal regulators arrive early. 6 of them. Dark suits. Tablets. Badges that mean prison time if you lie to them. They spread across the room like auditors descending on a failing bank. One woman photographs the engine from 8 angles. A man connects monitoring equipment directly to the core processor. Another reviews certification documents with a lawyer's cold precision. Marcus stands beside the machine. Hands in his pockets. Face blank. Victoria greets each regulator personally. Handshakes. Smiles. The performance of confidence. But her eyes keep finding Marcus. An investor leans close to another. If this works, we're back in play. If it doesn't. Don't say it. The main screen flickers to life. A live feed connects to Washington. Transportation Secretary. Deputy Directors. Congressional aides. 73 people are. If this works, we're back in play. If it doesn't. Don't say it. The main screen flickers to life. A live feed connects to Washington. Transportation Secretary. Deputy Directors. Congressional aides. 73 people are watching. The lead regulator approaches Marcus. Name tag reads, Director Chen. Her voice could cut steel. We're running a full-load stress test. Maximum output for 60 seconds. If the system shows any fluctuation, any thermal spike, any logic error, we shut it down permanently. Marcus nods. Chen studies him. You fix this? Yes, ma'am. In 3 hours. Yes, ma'am. She doesn't blink. The engineers who built this have 17 PhDs between them. I noticed. Her expression doesn't change. But something shifts in her eyes. Respect. She returns to her team. Victoria takes the center position. Microphone clipped to her collar. Every screen in the room shows her face. Thank you for your patience. Her voice is smooth. Practiced. Today we demonstrate the future of autonomous transportation. A system that will power the next generation of. Marcus stops listening. Because he's watching the engine. The diagnostic panel shows green across the board. Cooling system optimal. Power flow balanced. Logic cores synchronized. Perfect. Too perfect. He pulls out his tablet. Runs a secondary scan. And finds it. The kill switch is still active. His fix didn't disable it. It only delayed it. Whoever planted the code knew someone might find the thermal flaw. So they built a backup. A second trigger hidden deeper in the system. Set to activate at maximum stress. Exactly what this test will create. His heart pounds. Victoria's still talking. Revolutionary achievement in. Marcus steps forward. His voice cuts across hers. Stop. Every head turns. Victoria freezes mid-sentence. Her smile locked in place like a mask. What? Marcus looks at the regulators. Then at Victoria. This engine's been sabotaged. The room explodes. Investors surge forward. Engineers shout. Phones lift. Camera flashes strobe. Victoria's face drains white. That's insane. Marcus pulls out the portable drive. There's code hidden in the autonomous system. A kill switch designed to crash the engine under maximum load. Director Chen moves fast. Snatches the drive. Plugs it into her tablet. Her eyes widen. Victoria's voice rises. He's lying, this is some kind of. Ma'am. Chen's voice silences the room. He's right. The screens flicker. Code appears. Line after line of encrypted commands. Chen scrolls. Stops. Her jaw tightens. This code has an authorization signature. She looks up. Straight at Victoria. It's yours. The room goes silent. Victoria's mask cracks. That's impossible, I would never. The signature's time-stamped. Chen reads from the screen. 48 hours before the first engine failure. An investor stands. You sabotaged your own machine. Another voice. Why would she? Insurance. Marcus's voice is quiet. Steady. Every eye finds him. The contract has a failure clause. If the engine doesn't work, the government pays penalties. $2.8 billion. Chen nods slowly. Paid directly to the company CEO in the event of catastrophic system failure caused by, she reads from her tablet. Unforeseen technical complications. Victoria's breathing quickens. This is a setup, he planted that code. Marcus pulls out his phone. Shows the screen. I recorded every diagnostic I ran. Time-stamped. Witnessed by your own security cameras. He gestures at the ceiling. The code was there before I touched the machine. Director Chen makes a call. Security enters. Victoria backs toward the window. Her heels hit glass. You don't understand, the board was going to replace me, I needed leverage. An investor's voice cracks. You were going to let 47 cities fail. Her eyes find Marcus. Not anger now. Terror. Who are you? Marcus doesn't answer. Security reaches for her arm. She jerks away. Stumbles. Her phone clatters to the floor. The engine hums behind them. Still running. Still perfect. Director Chen approaches Marcus. Can you disable the kill switch? He nods. Give me 5 minutes. She hands him the drive. Make it 3. Victoria's being escorted toward the door. She twists back. Her voice raw. You destroyed me. Marcus meets her eyes one last time. No ma'am. You destroyed yourself. The door closes behind her. The room erupts with voices. Marcus returns to the engine. His hands are steady. But inside his chest something's breaking open. Because for 15 years he believed the world had no place for him. And in 3 hours he just proved the world was wrong. What happens when the engine finally roars to life? Marcus's fingers fly across the keyboard. 3 minutes to disable a kill switch that took weeks to build. The room watches in silence. Investors. Engineers. Federal regulators with badges that can shut down entire corporations. Director Chen stands at his shoulder. Her tablet mirrors his screen. Every keystroke visible. Every command recorded. He locates the trigger code buried 7 layers deep in the autonomous system. It's elegant. Vicious. Designed to look like a natural system failure. Whoever wrote this knew exactly what they were doing. Marcus isolates the command string. Begins rewriting the logic path. 30 seconds gone. The engine hums steady behind him. Unaware it's carrying its own execution order. An engineer leans close. Whispers. That subroutine's connected to the core memory. If you sever it wrong, the whole system crashes. I know. Marcus doesn't slow down. He redirects the kill switch into a dummy process. A ghost command that fires into nothing. The system will think it executed. But the engine will keep running. 1 minute left. Sweat beads on his temple. His breathing stays even. Chen's voice cuts through. We have senators waiting. Almost there. He types the final command. Hovers over the execute key. This is the moment. If he's wrong about the code structure, the engine dies permanently. $2 billion gone. 47 cities without transportation. His one chance at proving himself, erased. His finger trembles. Then steadies. He presses enter. The screen flashes. Code compiles. The engine's diagnostic panel cycles through red to yellow to green. The kill switch vanishes from the system map. Marcus exhales. Chen checks her tablet. Runs her own verification. Her eyes scan the data. Once. Twice. She looks up. It's gone. The room erupts. Applause. Shouts. An investor punches the air. Director Chen raises her hand. Silence falls. Run the stress test. An engineer activates the main console. The engine's power gauge climbs. 10%. 20. 50. The machine roars to life. Not a hum anymore. A thunder. The sound of 100,000 horses compressed into 6 feet of steel and quantum processors. 70%. The floor vibrates. Coffee cups rattle. Overhead lights flicker. 80%. Heat pours off the engine. The cooling system screams at maximum capacity. Temperature gauge holds steady. 90%. Whoever wrote this knew exactly what they were doing. Marcus isolates the command string. Begins rewriting the logic path. 30 seconds gone. The engine hums steady behind him. Unaware it's carrying its own execution order. An engineer leans close. Whispers. That subroutine's connected to the core memory. If you sever it wrong, the whole system crashes. I know. Marcus doesn't slow down. He redirects the kill switch into a dummy process. A ghost command that fires into nothing. The system will think it executed. But the engine will keep running. 1 minute left. Marcus watches the diagnostic panel. Every system green. Logic cores synchronized. No errors. No fluctuations. 100%. The engine hits full power. The sound is deafening. Glorious. Impossible. 60 seconds of sustained maximum output. Not a single warning light. Chen's tablet chimes. Federal certification approved. The screen floods with green check marks. She looks at Marcus. Her face unreadable. How long have you been a mechanic? 15 years. Where'd you study engineering? I didn't. Her eyebrow rises. She makes a note on her tablet. The engine powers down. The room fills with voices again. Questions. Congratulations. Investment offers. Someone grabs Marcus's hand. Shakes it hard. What's your name? He pulls back. Marcus Webb. Marcus Webb. The man repeats it like he's filing it away. We need to talk. I represent. Chen steps between them. Mr. Webb needs to complete his deposition first. She guides Marcus toward a side office. Away from the crowd. Behind them an investor shouts into his phone. Buy everything. Yes. Everything. The main screen still shows the federal feed. Someone in Washington is smiling. Chen closes the office door. The noise cuts off. She sits. Gestures for Marcus to do the same. That's sabotage code. Her voice is different now. Quieter. It had a secondary signature buried under Victoria Ashford's. Marcus goes still. Someone else wrote that kill switch. Ashford just implemented it. His pulse quickens. Who? Chen pulls up a file. Turns her tablet to face him. The name on the screen makes his stomach drop. It's the head engineer. The one who's been standing in the corner all day. The one who wouldn't meet Victoria's eyes. He's been taking payments from a competitor for 6 months. Chen swipes through bank records. They wanted this contract to fail so their own system would get approved. Marcus looks through the office window. The engineer is gone. Chen follows his gaze. Keys her radio. Security. Locate Dr. Raymond Foster. Detain for questioning. Static. Then a voice. Copy. Sir, he left through the service exit 4 minutes ago. Chen swears under her breath. Makes another call. Marcus stands. Moves to the window. The city spreads below. 42 floors of steel and glass and people who never look up. For 15 years he mopped their floors. Fixed their machines in the dark. Stayed invisible. Now his name is on federal documents. Now investors want his number. Now the world that rejected him is scrambling to claim him. Chen ends her call. FBI's issuing a warrant. Marcus doesn't respond. Because he's realizing something that makes his chest tight. Victoria didn't just try to steal money. She tried to bury him. To make sure even after he fixed the engine, no one would believe a janitor could outsmart engineers. The kill switch wasn't just about profit. It was about making sure people like him stayed in their place. Chen's voice pulls him back. The board wants to offer you a position. Chief of Innovation. Full benefits. Salary in 7 figures. Marcus turns. What? They're terrified of a lawsuit. They want you happy. She closes her tablet. My advice? Take the money. This company owes you. He looks at her. Really looks. She's not offering advice. She's testing him. What do you think I should do? He asks. Chen's expression doesn't change. I think you should do what you came here to do. Which is? Show them they were wrong. The words hit like voltage. Marcus walks to the door. Stops. That engineer. Foster. When you find him, he looks back. Make sure he knows I'm the one who caught him. Chen's smile is thin. Sharp. Already done. Marcus steps into the main room. Every conversation stops. Every eye finds him. An investor approaches. Mr. Webb. I'd like to discuss. Marcus walks past him. Past all of them. Straight to the engine. He places his palm on the cool metal. Feels the residual heat. The hum of dormant power. This machine was supposed to destroy him. Instead it saved him. Director Chen's voice carries across the room. Federal certification is complete. This system is approved for immediate deployment. Applause. Camera flashes. Marcus turns. Looks at the faces watching him. Not invisible anymore. Never invisible again. But as he walks toward the exit, he catches something in the reflection of the glass wall. One of the engineers is watching him. Not with admiration. With calculation. And Marcus realizes the game isn't over. It's just beginning. Who else wanted him to fail? The threats start within the hour. Marcus is halfway to the elevator when his phone buzzes. Unknown number. He ignores it. It buzzes again. Different number. Then again. He stops. Opens the messages. The first one is a photo. His mother's old house in the Bronx. Taken today. The second message is 2 words. Stay quiet. His blood goes cold. A hand touches his shoulder. He spins. It's Director Chen. Her face is tight. We need to talk. Now. She pulls him into a stairwell. The door locks behind them. Concrete walls. No cameras. Foster didn't run because he was scared. Her voice echoes. He ran because someone told him to. Marcus shows her the messages. Chen's jaw sets. She makes a call. I need a protective detail at, she looks at Marcus. What's the address? He gives it. She relays the information. Hangs up. Officers are en route. Who's doing this? The competitor paying Foster. Meridian Systems. They've invested $800 million in a rival engine. If your system succeeds, theirs is worthless. Marcus leans against the wall. His mind races. How many people know I fixed it? Right now? About 200. In an hour? The whole country. His phone buzzes again. Another unknown number. This time it's a video. Marcus plays it. Foster. Sitting in a dark room. Reading from a script. Marcus Webb stole proprietary code. He planted evidence to frame Victoria Ashford. He's a corporate spy working for. Marcus stops the video. Looks at Chen. They're getting ahead of it. If this goes public, you'll be the villain. Chen takes his phone. Forwards the video to her team. We can trace the upload source. They've had weeks to plan this. I had 3 hours. You also fixed an engine 6 PhDs couldn't solve. That counts for something. Not if I'm in prison. Chen's radio crackles. A voice. Urgent. Director. You need to see this. They return to the main floor. The room has changed. Laptops open. Screens everywhere. Federal agents in tactical gear. Someone's turned the conference room into a command center. An agent hands Chen a tablet. She reads. Her face darkens. Meridian Systems just filed an emergency injunction. They're claiming patent infringement. Saying your repair violates their intellectual property. Marcus stares. That's impossible. I didn't use their technology. Doesn't matter. The claim puts the certification on hold. No deployment until the courts rule. An investor overhears. Rush is over. How long? Months. Maybe years. The investor's face goes purple. We have cities waiting. Contracts signed. If we delay. His phone rings. He answers. Listens. Goes pale. The stock just crashed. 40% in 10 minutes. Chaos erupts. Phones everywhere. Shouting. An engineer kicks a chair. Marcus stands in the center. Watching his victory crumble. Chen pulls him aside. They're not trying to win. They're trying to bury you in legal costs until you give up. I don't have legal costs. I don't have lawyers. Exactly. His phone buzzes. This time it's a call. He answers without thinking. A woman's voice. Calm. Professional. Terrifying. Mr. Webb. My name is Diane Torrance. I represent Meridian Systems. Marcus doesn't speak. You've had quite a day. Congratulations. Silence. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to sign a document stating that Victoria Ashford acted alone. That you had no knowledge of any sabotage. That your repair was supervised by our engineers. I'm not signing anything. Then we'll destroy you. Professionally. Financially. Criminally. We have resources you can't imagine. Marcus looks at Chen. She's watching him. Listening. You know what I think? Marcus's voice is steady. I think you're scared. Diane's laugh is cold. Of a janitor? Of what happens when people find out a janitor beat your entire company? The line goes quiet. You have 24 hours to reconsider. She hangs up. Chen's already moving. We can put you in protective custody. Federal safe house. 24-hour security. Marcus shakes his head. Then they win. I disappear and the story becomes whatever they want. If you don't disappear, they'll come at you with everything. Let them. Chen studies him. You understand what you're choosing? I spent 15 years invisible. I'm done hiding. An agent approaches. Director. Media's outside. 50 reporters. They're asking for the mechanic. Chen looks at Marcus. What do you want to do? He walks to the window. Looks down. The street is packed. News vans. Cameras. Lights. They want a story. He'll give them one. Set up a press conference. Chen's eyes widen. That's exactly what they want. You'll be exposed. I'm already exposed. Might as well control the narrative. She hesitates. Then nods. 30 minutes. I'll have our media team prep you. I don't need prep. Marcus. They want to know who I am. I'll tell them. He heads for the elevator. Chen follows. You're making yourself a target. I've been a target my whole life. Difference is now I'm fighting back. The elevator arrives. He steps in. Chen holds the door. The moment you walk out there, you can't take it back. Your life changes permanently. Marcus looks at her. It already has. The door closes. He descends. 42 floors. At the bottom, security guards wait. They form a corridor. Push open the doors. The sound hits like a wave. Shouting. Questions. Lights blinding. Marcus steps outside. 100 cameras turn toward him. Someone shouts. Is it true you're not an engineer? Another voice. Did you really fix it in 3 hours? A third. Are you working for Meridian Systems? Marcus walks to the microphone stand. His hands grip the sides. The crowd quiets. He speaks. My name is Marcus Webb. 15 years ago I applied to every engineering school in this city. They all rejected me. Cameras flash. Today I fixed a machine those schools said was impossible to fix. The crowd leans forward. Now a company that's never met me wants to destroy my life because I proved them wrong. A reporter raises her hand. What do you want people to know? Marcus looks directly at the camera. That talent doesn't care about your degree. That genius doesn't need permission. And that the people you ignore might be the ones who save you. Silence. Then one person starts clapping. Then another. Then the whole crowd. Marcus steps back from the microphone. Turns. Victoria Ashford is standing at the edge of the crowd. Out of custody. Dressed in civilian clothes. She's crying. Their eyes meet. She mouths 2 words. I'm sorry. Marcus nods once. Then walks back inside. But as the doors close, he sees something that makes his chest tighten. A man in a dark suit. Standing across the street. Watching. Not a reporter. Not an investor. Someone else. And he's smiling. What does he know that Marcus doesn't? The man's name is Julian Price and he owns 40% of Meridian Systems. Marcus learns this 6 hours later when federal agents raid Price's office and find documents that change everything. The sabotage wasn't about money. It was about control. Price had convinced Victoria Ashford to implement the kill switch by promising her protection when the engine failed. He would buy her company at a discount. She would walk away rich. Everyone wins. Except Marcus. Except the 47 cities waiting for transportation. Except the truth. Chen shows Marcus the evidence in a secure room at federal headquarters. File after file. Emails. Bank transfers. Recorded calls. Victoria's voice on audio. What if someone fixes it? Price's response. No one will. Recorded calls. Victoria's voice on audio. What if someone fixes it? Price's response. No one will. We've made sure of that. Victoria again. But if they do, then we bury them. Marcus listens to the whole recording. 30 minutes of conspiracy laid bare. When it ends, Chen closes her laptop. Price tried to flee to Singapore 2 hours ago. Customs stopped him at JFK. Marcus doesn't feel victory. He feels exhausted. What happens to Victoria? Federal charges. Fraud. Conspiracy. She'll cooperate in exchange for reduced sentencing. And Foster? Already talking. Gave us 12 other engineers across 4 companies who took bribes. Chen hands Marcus a tablet. This is the patent claim Meridian filed. Our attorneys reviewed it. Marcus reads. His eyebrows rise. This is garbage. None of this technology appears in my repair. We know. The judge threw it out an hour ago. Called it frivolous litigation. Marcus looks up. So it's over. Chen's expression darkens. Price has attorneys who specialize in burying people legally. Even from prison he can make your life hell for years. Let him try. Marcus. I'm not scared of him. Chen leans back. Studies him. You should be. Men like Price don't lose gracefully. As if summoned by his name, Chen's phone rings. She answers. Listens. Her face hardens. When? Pause. How many? She hangs up. Looks at Marcus. Price just released a statement. He's claiming you assaulted Foster during the repair. That you coerced Victoria. That you're running an extortion scheme. Marcus's hands curl into fists. None of that's true. Doesn't matter. It's trending. 6 million views in 20 minutes. She shows him her phone. Social media flooded with Price's accusations. Comments multiply by the second. He's a fraud. Arrest him. Too good to be true. Marcus reads them until Chen pulls the phone away. Don't. It's designed to break you. It's working. Chen stands. Paces. We can issue a counter-statement. Show the evidence. No, Marcus's voice is quiet. Final. Chen stops. What? I'm done responding. Done defending. Done playing their game. Then what do you want to do? Marcus looks at her. I want to finish what I started. Chen frowns. The engine's certified. Your job is done. No. My job was to prove I belong. That's not finished until the engine runs in the field. Understanding dawns in Chen's eyes. You want to oversee deployment. I want to make sure it works. Not just in a lab. Out there. Where it matters. Chen shakes her head. That'll take months. Price's legal team will eat you alive. Then I'll fight them for months. You can't afford. I don't care about afford. I care about finishing. Chen studies him for a long moment. Then she makes a call. Get me the Attorney General. While she talks, Marcus walks to the window. Federal Plaza spreads below. People crossing streets. Living lives. Unaware that 42 floors away a battle is deciding their future. Chen hangs up. DOJ is assigning you a legal team. Pro bono. They want this case. Marcus turns. Why? Because Price tried to corrupt federal infrastructure. That's not business. That's terrorism. The word hangs in the air. Chen's phone buzzes. She reads. Her face changes. Victoria Ashford just gave a televised confession. She named Price. Showed documentation. Admitted everything. She turns the tablet toward Marcus. Victoria on screen. No makeup. Hair down. Eyes red. I was wrong. I was scared. And I hurt people who deserved better. Her voice cracks. Marcus Webb is a good man. He saved something I tried to destroy. And I'm sorry. The video ends. Marcus exhales slowly. Chen watches him. How do you feel? Tired. That's normal. And angry. That's also normal. And like I just want to go back to fixing engines. Chen's smile is small. Sad. You can't. That life's over. Marcus knows she's right. The man who walked into that boardroom doesn't exist anymore. The world saw him now. The question is who he becomes next. His phone rings. Unknown number. He almost doesn't answer. Then does. Julian Price's voice. Smooth. Unbothered. Impressive performance, Mr. Webb. Marcus goes still. How did you? I have friends everywhere. Even in federal buildings. Chen gestures frantically. Recording. Marcus understands. What do you want? Price laughs. To congratulate you. You won. Victoria's destroyed. Foster's cooperating. My company's under investigation. Good. But here's what you don't understand. I've lost companies before. I always rebuild. You only get one chance at this. And you've used it. Is that a threat? It's a fact. Enjoy your moment. Because the higher you climb, the further you fall. The line goes dead. Chen's already on her radio. Trace that call. But Marcus knows they won't find anything. Men like Price don't make mistakes. He looks at Chen. What happens now? She meets his eyes. Now you decide what kind of man you want to be. The one who walks away. Or the one who fights. Marcus doesn't hesitate. I fight. Chen nods. Then let's go to war. Who will strike first? The engine deployment begins 36 hours later in Detroit. First city. First test. First chance to prove this wasn't luck. Marcus stands in a monitoring station overlooking the main transportation hub. Screens everywhere. Engineers at every console. Federal observers documenting every second. The engine sits in the center of the facility. Larger than the prototype. Connected to a network that will power 600 autonomous vehicles across the city. If it works, 46 more cities go live within the year. If it fails, Marcus becomes the cautionary tale Julian Price promised. Director Chen stands beside him. System check complete. All readings normal. Marcus nods. His palms sweat. An engineer calls out. Initiating startup sequence. The engine hums to life. Low. Steady. The sound vibrates through the floor. Diagnostic screens fill with data. Temperature rising. Power output climbing. Logic cores synchronizing. Everything green. Marcus exhales. Chen's radio crackles. Director. We have a situation. Her face tightens. What kind? Media's outside. 300 reporters. They're demanding access. Chen swears. Looks at Marcus. Price leaked the deployment schedule. He wants cameras here if something goes wrong. Marcus watches the engine. Still running smooth. Let them in. Chen's eyes widen. What? You heard me. Let them watch. Marcus, if something fails. Then they'll see us fix it. Chen hesitates. Then keys her radio. Allow media access. Observation deck only. Within minutes the room above fills with cameras. Reporters. Lights. A window separates them from the engine floor but everyone can see everything. An engineer mutters. This is insane. Marcus doesn't respond. He's watching the power gauge climb. 50%. 70. 90. The engine reaches full operational capacity. Every system optimal. Then something happens. A warning light. Yellow. Then red. Thermal spike in section 7. Marcus moves fast. Pulls up diagnostics. Traces the error. Someone sabotaged the cooling feed. Recently. Deliberately. Chen sees it too. How did this pass inspection? Marcus doesn't answer. He's already rewriting the coolant flow. Redirecting pressure. Compensating for the blockage. The room watches in silence. Cameras above zoom in. X more cities go live within the year. If it fails, Marcus becomes the cautionary tale Julian Price promised. Director Chen stands beside him. System check complete. All readings normal. Marcus nods. His palms sweat. An engineer calls out. Initiating startup sequence. The engine hums to life. Low. Steady. The sound vibrates through the floor. Diagnostic screens fill with data. Temperature rising. Power output climbing. Logic cores synchronizing. Everything green. Marcus exhales. Chen's radio crackles. Director. We have a situation. Her face tightens. What kind? Media's outside. 300 reporters. They're demanding access. Chen swears. Looks at Marcus. Price leaked the deployment schedule. He wants cameras here if something goes wrong. Marcus watches the engine. Still running smooth. Let them in. Chen's eyes widen. What? You heard me. Let them watch. Marcus, if something fails. Then they'll see us fix it. Chen hesitates. Then keys her radio. Allow media access. Observation deck only. Within minutes the room above fills with cameras. Reporters. Lights. A window separates them from the engine floor, but everyone can see everything. An engineer mutters. This is insane. Marcus doesn't respond. He's watching the power gauge climb. 50%. 70. 90. The engine reaches full operational capacity. Every system optimal. Then something happens. A warning light. Yellow. Then red. Thermal spike in section 7. Marcus moves fast. Pulls up diagnostics. Traces the error. Someone sabotaged the cooling feed. Recently. Deliberately. 30 seconds. The temperature gauge climbs. Red zone approaching. 20 seconds. An engineer stands. We need to shut it down. No, Marcus's voice is steel. I can fix it. 10 seconds. His fingers fly. One final command. Enter. The temperature drops. Warning lights fade. The engine stabilizes. Chen exhales. How did you? Someone blocked the secondary coolant line. I rerouted through the tertiary system. That's not in the design specs. It is now. The engine runs smooth. Perfect. Unstoppable. The room erupts. Applause. Shouts. Above them reporters scramble for phones. Chen's radio buzzes. Director. Detroit PD just arrested 2 Meridian contractors. They were found on site with restricted access. Chen looks at Marcus. Price tried again. And failed again. But Marcus feels something twist in his stomach. This won't stop. Price won't stop. Not until someone makes him. The engine runs for 48 hours straight. No errors. No failures. 600 vehicles powered. 0 incidents. Detroit declares the test successful. Chen shakes Marcus's hand. 1 down. 46 to go. But that night Marcus receives a package at his hotel. No return address. Inside is a single photo. Victoria Ashford. Leaving a federal courthouse. And written on the back in red ink. See you soon. Marcus's blood runs cold. Because Victoria was released on bail that morning. And she's not the forgiving type. What does she want now? Marcus finds her 6 days later at a diner in Queens. She's sitting in a back booth wearing sunglasses inside. Coffee untouched. Hands folded on the table. He slides into the seat across from her. She doesn't look up. You came. Her voice is different. Smaller. You sent the photo. What did you expect? She removes her sunglasses. Her eyes are hollow. Exhausted. I expected you to call the FBI. I did. They're watching from 3 different angles right now. Victoria's lips twitch. Almost a smile. Smart. What do you want? She reaches into her purse. Marcus tenses. She notices. Moves slowly. Pulls out an envelope. Slides it across the table. Open it. Marcus does. Inside are documents. Financial records. Communications. Video files. Price didn't just bribe me, Victoria says. He owns senators. Federal judges. He's been manipulating infrastructure contracts for 8 years. Your engine wasn't his first target. Marcus scans the documents. His eyes widen. This is enough to put him away forever. If someone testifies. Marcus looks up. You're going to testify? Victoria shakes her head. I'm going into witness protection tomorrow. But I needed you to have this first. Why? Her eyes fill. Because you were right. I destroyed myself. But maybe I can fix one thing before I disappear. Marcus studies the documents. Evidence of corruption spanning years. Dozens of companies. Billions of dollars. If you release this, it'll destroy half of corporate America. I know. Victoria stands. Drops cash on the table. That's your choice now. Not mine. She walks toward the door. Stops. Looks back. You asked me once if I regretted it. Marcus waits. I do. Not because I got caught. Because I tried to make you small. Her voice breaks. And you showed me exactly how small I was. She leaves. Marcus sits alone with the envelope. Outside the window, federal agents follow Victoria to a waiting car. He opens the files again. Reads deeper. The scale is staggering. Price didn't just sabotage one engine. He systematically targeted any technology that threatened his empire. Climate systems. Medical devices. Transportation networks. 47 companies. 16 countries. Hundreds of billions in economic damage. And Marcus is holding the proof. His phone rings. Chen. Did you get it? How did you know? Victoria contacted us yesterday. Said she wanted to make things right. Chen pauses. What are you going to do? Marcus looks at the documents. Then out the window at the city moving past. For 15 years he wanted the world to see him. Now he has to decide what the world sees. I'm going to finish what I started. 3 months later Marcus stands in front of Congress. The hearing room is packed. Cameras everywhere. Every major network broadcasting live. He speaks for 4 hours. Walks senators through every document. Every bribe. Every sabotaged project. By the end Julian Price is indicted on 73 counts. By the end Meridian Systems is dissolved. By the end Marcus Webb is a name everyone knows. The engine deployment continues. Detroit. Chicago. Atlanta. Phoenix. One by one cities come online. 0 failures. Perfect execution. Marcus oversees each one. Not as a mechanic anymore. As the chief innovation officer of a company rebuilt from Victoria's ashes. A company that hires people based on talent. Not connections. Not degrees. Talent. 1 year after the hearing Marcus returns to the Bronx. His mother's old house is now a training center. Free engineering courses for kids who can't afford college. The first class has 30 students. Marcus teaches every Saturday. On the wall is a framed photo. The engine. The one that changed everything. And underneath it a plaque. They said it couldn't be fixed. They were wrong. Marcus stands in front of the class. Young faces watching him. Hungry. Hopeful. You're going to hear a lot of people tell you no, he says. That you're not smart enough. Not qualified enough. Not connected enough. He pauses. Prove them wrong. A kid in the back raises his hand. How? Marcus smiles. By being so good they can't ignore you. The class ends. Students file out. Marcus stays behind. Looks at the photo on the wall. His phone buzzes. Chen. San Francisco just went live. Engines running perfectly. How many cities left? 12. Marcus nods. We'll finish them. I know you will. She hangs up. Marcus walks to the window. Looks out at the street where he grew up. The block that shaped him. For 15 years he was invisible here. Now kids stop him for autographs. Now parents ask him to mentor their children. Now the world that rejected him asks how he did it. And the answer is simple. He refused to stay invisible. He refused to accept no. He refused to believe that where you start determines where you finish. Marcus turns from the window. Outside a young girl is taking apart a bicycle. Trying to fix the chain. He watches her struggle for a moment. Then walks outside. Need help? She looks up. Eyes wide. You're Marcus Webb. He kneels beside her. Studies the bike. I used to fix these when I was your age. Really? Really? He shows her the problem. The chain's twisted. See? You just have to. She catches on before he finishes. Fixes it herself. The chain clicks into place. She grins. I did it. You did. She looks at him. Can I ask you something? Sure. How did you know you could fix that engine? When everyone said you couldn't. Marcus thinks about that. About the laughter in the boardroom. About Victoria's smile. About all the doors that closed. I didn't know, he says honestly. But I tried anyway. The girl nods. Like that makes perfect sense. She gets on her bike. Rides away. Marcus watches her go. And he realizes something. The engine was never the point. The point was showing one person, just one, that talent doesn't need permission. That genius doesn't require approval. That the world's wrong about who gets to matter. And if he did it, anyone can. Marcus walks back inside the training center. Tomorrow 12 more cities need engines. Tomorrow 100 more doors will try to close. Tomorrow someone else will be told they're not enough. But tonight? Tonight Marcus Webb, mechanic, engineer, teacher, proof, sleeps knowing he changed what's possible. And that's worth every laugh. Every rejection. Every moment of doubt. Because the man they mocked. He just rewrote the rules. And the world will never be the same. If this story inspired you, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because every week we bring you stories of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. People who refuse to stay invisible. Who fought when the world said stop. Who proved that where you start doesn't determine where you finish. Don't miss the next chapter of someone's impossible victory. Hit that subscribe button now. Your next inspiration is just one notification away. Marcus turns from the window. Outside a young girl is taking apart a bicycle. Trying to fix the chain. He watches her struggle for a moment. Then walks outside. Need help? She looks up. Eyes wide. You're Marcus Webb. He kneels beside her. Studies the bike. I used to fix these when I was your age. Really? Really? He shows her the problem. The chain's twisted. See? You just have to. She catches on before he finishes. Fixes it herself. The chain clicks into place. She grins. I did it. You did. She looks at him. Can I ask you something? Sure. How did you know you could fix that engine? When everyone said you couldn't. Marcus thinks about that. About the laughter in the boardroom. About Victoria's smile. About all the doors that closed. I didn't know, he says honestly. But I tried anyway. The girl nods. Like that makes perfect sense. She gets on her bike. Rides away. Marcus watches her go. And he realizes something. The engine was never the point. The point was showing one person, just one, that talent doesn't need permission. That genius doesn't require approval. That the world's wrong about who gets to matter. And if he did it, anyone can. Marcus walks back inside the training center. Tomorrow 12 more cities need engines. Tomorrow 100 more doors will try to close. Tomorrow someone else will be told they're not enough. But tonight? Tonight Marcus Webb, mechanic, engineer, teacher, proof, sleeps knowing he changed.